Good morning, everybody. I'm Karen Van Acker, and I'm the Enlightened Influencer. I wanted to come to you this morning and discuss something that one of our group members asked me for some information on, and that is resilience. Resilience in the dictionary actually comes from a manufacturing process where they would test the strength of rubber balls and things like that to see how quickly they could, or how well they snapped back from being under a lot of pressure. That word resilience has transitioned into psychiatry is in a way that how humans bounce back from external pressure on their psyche. So what does that mean exactly? Human beings are very resilient by nature. They just are. We are built to bounce back from all of the calamities and things like that that we get into. It's how our species has been able to develop and grow and continue to exist throughout time. So how are we when we are under a lot of pressure for a long period of time over things we have no control over? That changes our ability to be resilient. Human psyches are resilient and strong, but can be broken. What do we do when we're under so much pressure over so much time with things that we have no control over? What do we do? Well, one of the things that we can do is we can think about what the things are that we actually have some control over. There was a very famous scientist, Viktor Frankl, who was trapped in Auschwitz during the Nazi occupation of Germany. He and his family were abducted and taken, and Auschwitz is in Poland, but he lost his entire family and ended up being the only doctor that they had at Auschwitz, and he was given the responsibility of taking care of all of the prisoners at Auschwitz while he was there without being given any form of help for them. Hi, Paige. Hi, Aaron. The problem was the only thing that he could do anything about was the mindset that they had about surviving in that camp. And there were a lot of people that he couldn't help them change their mindset, and they died. He came up with a psychological treatment called logotherapy after he got released from Auschwitz. He was one of the few people that actually survived that. And what he found is they could take every single thing from him. They could take his health, they could take his family, they could even take his life. But what they could not take was his thoughts. And he trained himself to think about all of the things that he wanted to get out of his life once he got released. What he did with that was he created a life for himself and made himself very famous by creating this logotherapy. Resilience comes from us being willing to stay in the hard things, work through the hard things, and get on the on the other side of the hard things. That's where resilience comes from. Oftentimes we get tired, we kick back, we get overwhelmed, and we can't manage. And it's okay to take a break and to regroup and figure out another way to come at it. But if you stop, you're not going to learn and grow internally so that you can stick with the things that you want to do in your life. Oftentimes, I'm a trauma therapist, so I work with people and have for 14 years on creating the mindset shifts that they need to make to be able to be resilient in the world and to continue to live and to continue to survive in situations that have been horrendous. What I would say to you is most people don't have horrendous backgrounds. We have troubling backgrounds oftentimes, but nothing we can't get over. If we choose to change the way we think about the things that we have gone through, are going through, and may go through. As we're building our business, what I would say to you is figure out where you can grow your resilience by not allowing yourself to get caught up in the difficulty, the challenges. See those things as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to become more resilient. Now, I understand that there are people that are in situations that they have that are really, really hard right now. I would offer you that there is a way that you can choose to think about your situation and find some things that you have control over and that you can do within that situation. As you're building your business, what I would encourage you to do is when you come up against resistance for yourself in your own mind and in your own psyche, take a step back. Give yourself a second and think about how you might come to the problem in a different way. And then continue to move forward and continue to move forward and continue to move forward. Even after you need to take a little break, just step back, baby steps back in, continue to grow until you are flourishing. Anyway, I hope you have a great 4th of July weekend. Thanks for showing up for my live. Take care.